Welcome to the BTC desk. Bitcoin is currently trading at $96,600. My bias for today is neutral, and here is the exact level that decides everything today. I'm going to cover my key levels and the highest probability moves. Taking a look at our local range we've been trading in, we've now seen a clear break above that range and another daily candle closure above this range. What is concerning is if we take a look at the volume. Since we've entered this range, we can see that that was on a very high volume spike. Since then, we've just had lower and lower and lower volume. This breakout over here was not created on a big volume spike, and that is concerning. Keeping that in mind, we can see that we're still looking at our macro range volume profile, where we can see we are busy trading around that point of control zone. This point of control is not an exact level, but more an area. This high volume node does have to be claimed, and this level is around $97,700. As long as we're trading below the top of this high volume node, I do think lower prices are still possible. So we do have confluence with this point of control or this high volume node, as well as our 618 optimal retracement zone. For the moment, we have broken out of this range, and at this moment in time, we are hitting into bigger resistances. And that's exactly why I've mentioned that my bias is neutral. We have not seen a claim of this high volume node, and we've also not seen a local sign of weakness to say that we are going to trade lower. If we do see a sign of weakness, that will go review on the lower timeframes right now. Once we get accepted back into this range, this is going to be a big failed auction, and I do see a very big move to the downside. If we do claim this on a higher time frame, we do claim this high volume node over here, my next targets will be this high volume node and the higher time frame value area high. Let's go have a look at the lower time frames on exactly how we are going to trade this. Since Monday's price action, we've had a very nice increase in price action. I am identifying though, we do have a little mini range that we can trade over here. This mini range, if we take an anchored VWAP from the exact low before this whole move up, we can see that there is very nice confluence lining up with the bottom of this range on that uptrend anchored VWAP. Zooming in a little bit more, this range high over here also has my interest, as this is our previous day high. And taking a look at our naked point of controls, we do have a new daily naked point of control that we created at $97,400. What we can also look at is taking our Fibonacci from our high to our low, extending that forward, and this is what I class as my deeper retracement zone, which sits between the 0.72 and the 0.786. This is very nice confluence with the daily naked point of control. What we can also see is on the CVD indicator, what we can see is we've created a higher low on the Bitcoin chart and a lower low on the CVD indicator. What this means is there are big market short orders coming into the market, creating a lower low, but price action is not able that another lower low over here. That means that there is big limit buy orders eating up all those market sell orders. So the highest probability for us is to go at least make another high over here, ultimately maybe making another high over here. Our confluence zone with our deeper retracement zone and our naked point of control is sitting around this area, just short of this higher high. What we can see is that the CVD indicator is very close to making a new higher high, but price action is not as close to making a new higher high. So potentially we can see one more squeeze to the upside, taking out the high, trading into our confluence zone, creating another lower high here, and actually creating some bearish divergences for the first time in this whole move up. For now, that is still speculation, and we'll have to see what that divergences look like when we do eventually come into this area. If we do trade straight through this and we are able to make it all the way up to our range high, if we do see a nice reaction and I do see my entry model form, I will take a short trade at this range high. So my interest is a short here, only if there is nice bearish divergences, a short at the range high. Our other option is going to be to take out this range low, hit into that anchored VWAP, reclaim the range low. If I do see my entry model form over here, I will also enter a long trade. If we do lose this range low, backtest it as resistance and get a move lower, this will be our first major sign of weakness, and this will be an indication that that higher time frame point of control and that higher time frame optimal retracement zone is holding as good resistance. On the other hand, if we do get a breakout above this range high, a backtest of this range high, and continuation up. This is where I step aside and I wait for more data, and I'm happy to see price go a little bit higher, and we'll review price action tomorrow. For the moment, we do have very nice confluences lining up around these areas on the liquidity heat map. What we can see is above this range high that we have over here, there is a very nice liquidity level lining up at $98,000. This is where $72 million of shorts positions are going to be wrecked, and as well as below this low we have over here, if we trade a little bit deeper down that, hit that anchored VWAP, that is coming in at $93,300, where $84 million and $77 million of long positions are going to be liquidated. So a quick recap is going to be, I do have interest in a short trade around $97,000 where our naked point of control is. I have interest in a short trade at $98,000 at the little range high, and I do have interest in a long trade at the anchored VWAP and the range low. For now, the higher time frame bias remains neutral as we do not have a clear claim of that big level, and we also don't have a big sign of weakness yet. That's why I'm treating this as a little mini range. Whatever price is going to do over here, I'll react to, and whatever price is going to do up here, I'm going to react to. Put your levels that you're watching in the comments below. I do read them all, and see you tomorrow.